Greetings, everyone. Welcome in, Hive members on Twitch. Hope you all are doing amazing today. It is day 50. Can you guys imagine? We are almost done 2 months of the program, and I'm not saying that I didn't think I was going to get to this point. And once again, we're still having 1 week to go here, so I did reach up to 60 days before school started again last year. I started this in the summer, and this is my second time around. So, reason being, letting you guys know that why I'm doing this a second time around is that um, it's important that, especially when we start New Year's resolution goals, and we happen to fall off track, right? It doesn't mean that okay, I set this goal to lose weight. Oops, you know what? I cheated. I fell off the wagon, right? I guess I start to ground zero. I guess better luck next year. That should not be the case, right? If you went through your resolutions, for stayed true to your resolution goal for 2 weeks, that is progress, right? Celebrate those little wins. Those little wins will help propel you forward, even though if you don't recognize them at first, right? You're concentrated, especially if you're having 100 positive comments on your video and you have the one, right? And you've focused your entire well-being on that one negative comment, but yet you have 99 other positive comments, right? It doesn't mean that, oh man, this thing I created is no good, right? So celebrate the little wins. Once again, you don't start from zero. I did 60 days. I fell off the wagon as soon as we had our vacation, and then school started, and then one thing led to another, and it was 4 months hiatus from the first time I did it in July, August, to starting again in July, in January of this year, right? I'm building on those victories, right? I lost 18 pounds in 60 days. Gained back 10 pounds, but I kept 8 pounds off. And plus the same thing, some tendencies I used to have, I've stopped. I no longer do them. Once again, I've never been a milk drinker whatsoever. I do indulge in cheeses and other milk-related things like heavy creams in my coffee, but I stopped doing that right after doing the first round. Right, even I stopped doing I stopped from doing it even starting this the second challenge, right? And then obviously coffee has been a 2-year thing for me, right? From going from frappuccinos to coffee with stevia and milk, from now taking out stevia, from now switching milk to heavy creams, from removing heavy creams to black coffee to decaf to today where I'm not having coffee whatsoever, right? And other things as well. I've always been, I loved eggs, right? But I've noticed that my skin breaks out in hives and whatnot, right? And I stopped eating large volumes of of eggs, right? So sometimes I have eggs here and there. Probably this year I only had eggs uh, one or two times. I definitely remember one, but I don't know if I had the second time. So yeah, like I said, there's things that those little wins add up, right? And you're going through that as your foundation, heading into the next thing, right? Celebrate the little wins such as, I stopped having sweets, or I switched up to different items, right? Those things add up to you're now thinking about your overall health, whether it's not consistent, but you're having those thoughts, and those thoughts to make changes for your overall health, right? Like, put away the scale doesn't tell the full truth, right? It may help motivate you, but at the same time, if one little thing, one little pound, right, sets you off in a negative way, then yeah, put the scale away, right? It's not going to serve you for your overall healthy goal, right? So just look into your day, look into those small wins, those choices that you made, right? And once again, this is gonna having that inner dialogue that we set off in day one is definitely gonna help you awaken a lot of deep thoughts in once again the choices that we make. Is it something that we really want to do? Was it something that's related and triggered from past events, from an enjoyable moment, from seeing a logo like I did? I think, was it last week, where I just saw the A&W logo, and I just all of a sudden I'm just wanting to have onion rings, and definitely after having the onion rings, it was definitely not a great choice, right? Definitely felt the effects of those onion rings right away, right? So definitely keep going. Those little wins are gonna those are your new foundations. So once again, you do not start from zero. You miss a day, you don't start from zero, right? You just build upon the next challenge, right? And you just build upon, just keep going, right? You don't start from zero, you pick up from where you left off. And that's why it's I say that because we have a program, we have a system in place to follow, right? And it's in different segments, right? Say every five weeks, right? Just we alternate through different modes, right? We don't stay in one mode too long, and then it becomes it just becomes this is not a lifestyle, this is feels like a prison, right? So we do change in different modes depending on your health goal, the situation that you are in, right? You're training for something, or you're getting to your beach body, right? You continue, you focus on those 5 months and doing that, and then you switch up to the next mode, right? So whichever lines up to your future goals. And this is something helps you plan for the future. We don't react in the moment, right? We don't let life dictate our future, our health goals, our health span, right? And that's the thing we need to realize. Does our lifespan reflect our health span, right? You can be 50, but your health is like you're 60, right? You rather be 50 and feel like you're 30, or even 20, right? So as I say, a lot of people don't look like their age because that's the thing. They dedicated themselves to their health span, right? And that is some part that we can take responsibility for, and not let the media, let the food industry just make these food addictive, and make these food relate to good feelings from Coca-Cola, Santa drinking Coca-Cola, or polar bears, friendly and playful polar bears, having that this logo, this drink, create that wonderful feeling lifestyle, right? And every time you see the Coca-Cola logo, you are triggered to that happy looking lifestyle, those wonderful Christmas moments, right? And it does not relate to your overall health, right? Once again, a lot of these things are very convenient and fast and easy, and just takes out the thought process from making choice and just consuming these things. But it's not really convenient for our overall health, right? So definitely removing these things during the first 5 weeks has definitely made it a lot easier, especially now. Those first 5 weeks are foundation to build upon, right? And once again, I'm not perfect as well. If you guys been following these series of videos, especially the last 2 weeks, I fell off the wagon because my son did not come out of his room to celebrate his birthday. And this is the lifestyle that we currently temporarily in, right? So I definitely went through emotional sad period of just enjoying the cake that he didn't touch, enjoying the food that he didn't touch. And once again, he had his birthday gifts in the same spot where we left it, did not even touch his birthday gifts. And even today, they still sit there in front of his near his bedroom door, right? So yeah, I mean, like I said, it was a tough last 2 weeks, and that's why my weight loss goal even slowed down, and I kind of want to trigger and find out and found out that the sweetness is triggering my body to hold on to this, right? So even if I eat less, it's those things stay to me. So that's why these week 6, 7, 8, right, and 9, 10, depending on your health goal, right, every 5 weeks, right, we stick to this mode of removing sweet tasting food for now out of our 5 week window here. So as of now, it's veggies and proteins. Once again, quality, quantity, and variety, best whatever fits your budget, right? Stay hydrated. 70% of our body is liquid, so stay hydrated as much as possible. Sometimes your hunger isn't even food related, it's just you being thirsty. Our body switches into looking for food because it's a survival mechanism. Food used to have a lot of water content, not nowadays, as that's definitely has been squeezed out of processed foods, right? That water has been squeezed out of foods that whole foods, right? So once again, water sometimes creates if you don't consume it right away, right? That's why stuff that's lasting on the shelf for a longer period of time. Reason being, right? So uh, definitely stay hydrated. Hopefully now, if we're taking one extra uh, couple glass each week, we should be up to 6 to 8 glasses, right? So definitely stay hydrated. It's very important. Once again, it's not we're not meant to drink 6 to 8 glasses on the get go, but if you're able to do that, good for you. But if you can drink one more glass of water each week, right, then that is your progression, right? We don't start from zero, we pick up from where we left off. And definitely want to look at the victories. Very important to look at the little victories, whether it's driving by a fast food that you usually stop by to pick up some food. That's a victory, right? And once again, switching from chocolate to an alternative, that's a victory, right? What's going on here? Sorry, guys. So yeah, that's a victory, right? Whether you look, oh, it's sweet. Well, once again, 90% dark chocolate is quite good for us. If you can get 99, perfect, right? Obviously, that's going to taste bitter for some people. But once again, if you went through the foundation first 5 weeks and gone through this week, these 2 to 3 weeks, removing sweet tasting, you'll be surprised how bitter 99% dark chocolates may start tasting sweet, right? And once again, we're clearing the palate, we're letting the body feel what optimal health feels like, and that is the craving we want our body to have, not the craving from fast foods, not the cravings from sodas, not the craving from cakes and desserts at the bakery, right? We want once again, Tim Hortons or Starbucks. We want the body to realize, oh my gosh, this is what optimal health feels like. I want more of this. I want to feel energized. I don't want to feel tired anymore. I don't want to feel brain fog anymore. I don't want to feel sick anymore, right? This is what this is a sample. This is a 5 to 8 week sample of what optimal health looks like. I want more of that. It will suppress a lot of things for us to stay and stick to the plan, right? So what's the things that happens, right? Like I said, went on even 2 weeks hiatus. These first not first 2 weeks, but at least the last 2 weeks, birthday week, and then carrying over that to last week, right? So, and once again, I still able to lose about 5 pounds, half a pound, right? So hence, yes, it did slow down, and it is what it is. But at the same time, as we said, we don't start from zero. We pick up from where we left off, and we keep moving forward, right? There's a plan in place. There's no point on going back to week 1 again when you're in week 8, week 1, where we're just talking about drinking more water and having a breathing exercise, right? Are you going to go back to that and then start all over again, adding more fruits and vegetables, adding more, now removing refined sugar in week 3, and then week 4 removing junk carbs, right? Junk sugars, which are carbohydrates. Do you want to start from all the way there after making all this progress, right? So we pick up from where we left off and we keep moving, right? And then once again, if we do the 90-day challenge in April again, we don't start from breathe. For the new people, they'll start from there. But for those of us returning again and doing the program for a third, for a second time, right? This is where once again we switch to different modes, right? And we test out, certain foods that we removed, and then we test them out to see once again, our observing our inner dialogue, like the food choice of bringing this back in, our expectation of that food, what it's going to give to us in the past, right? And then consuming our thought process and consuming the food, right? And once again, doing our best to savor the food and not just, wolf it down, right? And then wolf it down, isn't that from She's All That? And then 30 minutes after, finding out, how does that really make us feel, right? And definitely, once again, I shared the moment where I ate a bag of chips from Costco, a kettle, just lightly salted, expecting the taste that I tasted in the past, and it tasted so different. And it's just an off-putting taste that it just started tasting like chemical rather than, that salty taste. So now I'm just questioning myself, is that really salt that was coated on that chip, right? So we can realize you can really even amplify that feeling of I no longer need this because its flavor, taste has changed, or we have changed, that made us sensitive to the other ingredients that they put in that food, right? So once again, being lactose intolerant, we have that for a reason. It's kind of a defensive mechanism, right? Once you stop, let's say, not having that defensive thing, our body is just given up at the point, just, it's just going to keep coming, right? So we got to deal with it as best as we can, right? So yeah, imagine something just keeps coming, and then the next day, it's happening again. Just imagine like myself, right? When we had, back in 99, when we had all you can eat sushi, it became a major thing here, back in 99, right? And we would gone there for every single day, 4 rounds every single day, doing 4 rounds of all you can eat each day. And we're in our 20s, right? Just like our metabolism, whatnot. Just imagine doing that, and then all of a sudden, you stretch your stomach to the, to an enlarged size where you don't give it the chance to shrink back down to size. Our stomachs are meant to enlarge, right? That's basically a way for us to, when we're hunting, gathering, and we don't know when our next meal is going to be, right? So our stomachs are meant to enlarge, to hold on to those moments of just, okay, well, let's eat as much fruits as we can, because we don't know, as we migrate to where the herd is, where food resources are, we don't know when we're gonna stumble upon another set of fruits or another animal to hunt, right? So our stomachs are meant to grow, but at the same time, it's meant to shrink back down, And that's why, if we're doing that over and over again, eating as much food as we can and not giving our stomach that chance or to shrink back down, we're always going to feel hungry. And that is not hunger that, from being hungry. That's just because we just have, an enlarged stomach, right? And we're associating that hunger that, that we need nutrients. That is the only thing that truly matters, is making sure, our hunger is related to lack of nutrition. Our hunger is related to not hydrating enough, right? Our hunger is related to, once again, if you're like me, diabetic, and once again, do we want to get to the point where it's irreversible, right? We're waiting for that moment that, the doctor tells you have diabetes and now you have to take pills, right? Lucky for me, my dad had to take insulin and I don't. For now, I have to take metformin, right, for my diabetes, and a list of other things at the moment that, I let myself go last year before starting the this program in the summer. So, why wait for that? We definitely need to practice preventative over reactional, right? Why, like for a car, you got to do your maintenance, or you wait till a big repair needs to happen, right? So once again, it's not our fault, the food choices that we're making. It is there through many experiences in the past, whether it's cultural, whether it's marketing, right, whether it's also stuff placed into the food or removed from the food for us to consume it. They have the science, the psychology, research to have us consume their food over and over again. The only thing we can do is take responsible. Knowing that is the case, it's really up to us to take responsibility for our food choices towards our, once again, health span, right? If we improve our health span, we also improve our lifespan. And at the same time, we don't need to live like the age on our birth certificate. We can extend, our age, feel more younger than our age are on paper, right? So definitely, once again, it's our responsibility to definitely look after our health, make the food choices, but once again, there is a system in place, so you don't have to do it alone, and at the same time, you don't have to figure things out. And being part of a community, being part of this HiveFit, right? It makes it a lot easier, and that's why we always encourage to continue to raise your environment, right? Because our willpower is going to be tested over and over again, but if you're surrounded with people who are aiming with the same goal as you do, you definitely get inspired. You definitely want to support. You're definitely making the choices because you don't want to feel left out, or you don't want to be that one person, and it's not something we have here to point fingers. Once again, it's for us as a community to once again pick up where we left off. we don't start from zero. We continue to progress forward and pick up where we left off and just keep going and going, because once again, there really is no off day when it comes to our overall health, right? There's gonna be days, that are not great, but at the same time, you know, if you finally develop that habit to look after your health, you don't even have to think about it. It's like, going through the same commute to your work day in, day out, and don't have to think too much of it. It's turn left here, turn right there, head straight down for a few more blocks, make a right there, and there you are at work. It's just, that's definitely the process we want our healthy habits to continue to go, that it's just part of our lifestyle, and that's the goal, a lifestyle, right? And diet, the word diet has changed in a way that it thinks, it's related to weight loss, related to reduction, calorie counting, you name it. The word weight, the word diet is it's the way of life. It's the way of how our body should be eating, right? Like our lifestyle for our health. That's what the diet means. They don't even say, the the Lion's diet consists of, so that's the thing, you have to realize, we don't want to be caged animals at the zoo, that, we are consuming the foods that is fed to us over and over again, right? Thinking that, it's healthy food, but at the same time, we're not getting the movements, we're not getting, the variety, right? And variety may look at, okay, well, I won't eat it here, I'll eat there, but at the same time, it's being provided by the same supplier, right? So it's really up to us to go as natural as we can, and pick up skills that that we used to have, right? And if that's cooking, preparing food, going to the produce to pick up fruits and vegetables, just those simple things, right? And there's simple ways to just prepare your meal, like you said, for us, just one container of mixed vegetables, one container of proteins, right? And then just grab a bowl, scoop it in, put it in a microwave, and you're ready to go. No thought process there. Just one day of the week, just prepare that food ahead of time, right? Even great, if you have a freezer, you clear out those food that are about to that are about 1 week left, right? And just cycle through, right? So you don't have to think about food every single day, right? So just definitely, once again, just take responsibility, that's to making better choices, and just keep progressing forward, right? So definitely, once again, I'm over 17 pounds lost now. I have a few more, 6 more days here, I believe. Yeah, 5 more days here to just keep going, and just trust the process. Stay true to just, once again, no sweet tasting food for this week. Stay well hydrated. Take your breathing exercise and your inner dialogues to keep yourself stress free as much as possible, right? And don't starve yourself. This is not uh, you know, counting calories, food reduction, right? Or portion control. If you're hungry, eat, right? Don't wait to be thirsty. Drink, set a timer, right? Every 30 minutes, and it reminds you to take a drink. There's even technology out there that sync to your phone to let you know to drink water, right? So stay hydrated as much as possible, right? So once again, thank you guys for following. If this has been helpful for you, feel free to give it a thumbs up or like this video. Once again, you can scan this QR code to stay connected. It has our social links and the upcoming challenge again, which will be starting in April. There will be a 3-day workshop in March to give you guys the 411 and some helpful courses that I've created to help you stay true, not just only for the 90-day challenge, but any aspect of your life, right? So day one will be talking about the 90-day challenge, and I'll be giving out the first 2 weeks so you guys can get started ahead of time, an extra 2 weeks, right? Day two we'll be talking about your core values, because once again each day we go through 35,000 choices, whether it's conscious or subconscious, right? We need a way to filter that. We need a way to make sure the choices we make relate to who we are, where we want to go in our destination, right? If anything else that isn't part of that, they're just distraction, right? And they're pulling your most valuable resource, your time, your attention, away through what truly matters to you, right? So day three, now we talk about one of my components to my main program, which is the goal setting, which we call the fuel, right? The fuel to keep you motivated through the many challenges that you are gonna face as you work towards those goals. So you definitely take a goal goes to a different aspect, where we don't look at goals as point A to point B. We look at goals as experiences that we want to achieve, right? So you don't look at hitting point A to point B, but also we look past that even more to point C, and that is what does this achieving this result truly mean to us? What kind of lifestyle that achieving this result will give us? And that's how deep that we need to think of our goals, because any the challenges is gonna blow your way, and if you're easily pushed over to the side because of a shift in that doesn't serve you, right? We'll fall on our path here, right? And it's definitely important to us to remind ourselves of the experiences that we want to experience now and into the future, right? And that's definitely going to help us stay true to those goals, those experiences, and definitely will help you power through the 90 days. And once again, that is going to be part of the 3-day workshop. And I did this one, especially the core value, I did this in my YouTube and podcasting meetup group that we used to have I think it's 2 years ago, right? To help those to just build that identity, reduce the noise when those people will be starting their YouTube channels or their podcast. So these are the things that we have created, and I presented to help them out, right? So yeah, once again, thank you guys. This is being streamed on 3 different platforms: YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Feel free to once again scan the QR code, lead to my website, or head over to coachryanj.com to stay connected and get the social links. Once again, feel free to subscribe and follow whichever platform you are on. Hit that notification buttons to stay updated when I go live. Once again, as we always say, continue to raise your environment so that you can raise yourself within that environment and become that impact in your own environment, your environment of family, friends, your colleagues, your own community. Be that force of change that will pay it forward, create that ripple effect towards others, and helping them help others as well. Just changing, that the mindset, because we don't know what people are going through. Sometimes in the surface they are smiling, and I like that's kind of my nickname from friends, family, and colleagues of my smile, right? But you just never know what people are going through, and I do my best. I'm an open book. I share what's happening, and hoping that it relates to you guys. That you guys, we're all going through different things, and we try to we had to live a duality where we have that life inside of us and that life that's outside of us. So we had to we had to live those things where people see. We had to reflect. Around the people around us, right? So not making keeping the atmosphere positive as much as possible, right? So you definitely be that ripple effect, and once you do that, you just never know, as that ripple effect will come back, right? And it might come back 5 to 10 folds. Definitely experienced that in the past, where just you get rewarded more than you asked for, right? So just be that positive change for everyone, and you'll just be surprised on what comes back your way. All right, take good care. I wish you all a wonderful evening and a wonderful rest of your new week, and hope to catch you again tomorrow. Take good care.